Hi friends, I'm Jen with the Budget Bounce, and in this video, I'm going to go over our September 2018 budget report. We are living life on a budget, working our way through a mountain of stupid debt that we've accumulated. We are following Dave Ramsey's baby steps and are currently on baby step 2, the debt snowball. If you would like to follow us on our journey, just click on the subscribe button below. To get started, let's talk about what we had to work with in September. Along with our salaries from our full-time jobs, my parents paid us their portion of the mobile devices bill at $128 this month. We used over $1,500 from our sinking funds this month, which drove our income number up quite a bit. So our total for income was $9,672 and change. In giving, you can see that we planned on $100, but we ended up only spending $83.95, so we were under in giving by $16.05. All right, moving on to housing. This was the last month for the $1,003 payment. It went down in October to $936, so we're excited about that. Utilities and internet were the same this month at $197 and $79.99. And this is also the last month that we will have this low of a phone bill at $228.48. That no longer works for AT&T, so the 50% discount on services has ended. Our total for housing in September was $1,509.08. For transportation, we had some changes. So first, we used more gas than we have been due to some day trips that we had, which I'll reference later. Second, our youngest, Henry, finally got his driver's license in August, so we added him to the insurance. And while we knew that was going to increase the premium on the Traverse, our agent had estimated that it would be about double, so we thought it would go to about $125 or $30. But nope, that his portion just to cover him is $102. So that is where our auto insurance for the Traverse landed at $164. So we weren't expecting that, but we can't change it, and he will be driving. So this is the new premium. The Lucerne, needed some repairs that I was really hoping we could hold off until October, but we didn't make it, and that's where this $148.54 came in. We budgeted a total of $771.92 for the month, and we came in just under at $764.84. Okay, moving on to food. For groceries, we stayed under this month, but we did go over in dining. So we were over in this category for food by a total of $6.23, unfortunately. But that's better than it's been some months, so I guess I'll take that considering all that we had going on this month. All right, so in the insurance category, we didn't have any surprises here. We planned on $890.50, and that's exactly what our expenses were for the month of September. You can see we have medical, dental, flexible spending for both me and Matt, plus we have life insurance to cover all three of us. Plus I have a short-term disability policy, some accident insurance, and critical illness. And then the last three line items are coverages that we have from State Farm Insurance. So all the rest of those come out of our paychecks, but the State Farm line items for mortgage disability, personal articles, and Zander insurance will be coming out throughout the month. All right, so moving on to a new category called pets. I added this to reflect the expenses we have with our pets. So we have three. We have a miniature schnauzer and we have two cats. They are aged 8, 9, and 10. So they are all seniors. But I've been managing this through the sinking fund up to this point, but I want to be able to see what we're spending. So we knew we were going to have to buy some heartworm meds for Bella, who's our dog, and it was time to get some cat food and cat litter as well. And we didn't have anything for Your Pet's Barber, which is the groomer for our long-haired cat, because that was scheduled for the week that I was at FinCon, and she won't let my husband catch her, so it had to wait until the first week of October. So we planned on $110, and we came in right at just over at $110.93. For health, you can see we didn't have anything surprising here. We had Weight Watchers for $13.31 and the gym for $10.05 for a total of $23.36, which was right what we planned. And then in entertainment, we have our cable, which is actually DirecTV at $24.85. That includes 250 channels and HBO and Stars. And we are going to continue to carry that coverage as long as that discount continues. If you remember, AT&T bought DirecTV, so that's why this is such a discounted rate for us. And that hasn't caught up with Matt's ending his employment with AT&T yet. So as soon as that happens, we are all in agreement that's getting canceled. But for now, we're keeping it. Of course, Hulu, Netflix, and then our Cinemark monthly movie pass that we do, all of those. And then HP Inc. is in here just because I don't know where else to put it. So 6806 is what we planned, and we were right on the money this month. So moving into the extras category, we have another month with a whole lot going on here. So you can see that there was a total of $118.50 in expenses for the budget balance when I only budgeted $80. This includes some editing software that I ended up purchasing because the free stuff I was using all of a sudden stopped working. And it's the third free service that I've used, and I have to keep relearning them. So I finally decided to invest into Filmora from Wondershare, and that is so much better. So then we have the Tuber Tools service that I have, and then I ended up buying business cards to take to FinCon with me. So two of those things were not expected. That was over $100 of that 118. Then we have Owen's Place, which is my husband's side hustle, and we had a total of $70.13 in expenses this month. We didn't spend anything with Amazon, but I did have a Mary Kay event to attend this month, so that was $25. I spent, and then there's FinCon. So this was addressed in income from the travel sinking fund. So just like with the Lucerne, which I think I forgot to say out loud, we pulled for that $149 expense that was unexpected. We pulled money in from a sinking fund for that. Same thing for FinCon. We had been saving this up since I learned about, so July, August, September, we included money for FinCon in the budget. And so I pulled all that over into the checking account at the end of the month. So I had a $1,200 budget, and I tracked every dollar that I spent while I was gone, and I came in just $30 over budget for what was expected. But I had an amazing opportunity to purchase next year's conference pass for over 50% off. So I spent $317 on it to get those savings. You can also see that we had some expenses for Henry for school. I added to his food service, and we had to pay for his 2 dual credit courses that are through the local community college. And then we also have a Costco opening up here at the end of October, and we purchased a membership with them. And I had to buy some clothing. I really, really wish I could find quality discounted clothes in my size, but it is really difficult. So that's where the $151 comes in. And finally, Matt visited his oldest daughter one weekend. He and Henry went and had a day out with them, and it was long overdue, and we knew it was coming. He planned it ahead of time for the weekend that I was going to be out of town at FinCon, which happened to be his birthday weekend. So he got to spend time with Xanthi, who is here in the Quad Cities with us, and our granddaughter, Nikayla, also known as Bug or Doodlebug, depending on who you're talking to. He got to spend time with them on Friday, and then he and Henry went to go see Blair on Saturday. So it was a great birthday weekend for him, and we planned that well in advance and planned $150, and he came in just under on that. So we planned $2,080 for the month, but we spent $2,433, and you can see almost all of that is because of that FinCon ticket that I bought. So we were over by $352 and change, which is not great at all, but I am very happy with my purchase of the 2019 FinCon Pass. Moving on to the crap I forgot about that category, I actually got an email in September telling me that our computer security subscription is coming up due in November, so I'm going to be paying that in October. I went ahead and plugged it in here so I wouldn't forget it. So we didn't pay anything in September, but in October we will be paying for that. Moving on to the envelopes category, we did come in under in this. We didn't spend anything in entertainment in September. We've been saving up the monthly free tickets from our Cinemark subscription for my boys' birthdays. They have birthdays 1 week apart, 7 days, so September 28th and October 5th. So we knew we were going to be celebrating the first weekend in October. So I'll talk more about that in our October budget report and get into those details. Moving on to the miscellaneous item, we did go over a bit, and we also went over in Nikayla's envelope because while she's only 11 months old, she is wearing 18 months 18-month close. And we were not prepared for that, and neither were her mom and dad. So we went to Goodwill one Sunday and just purchased several pants and shirts and a winter coat for her that should hopefully get her through the winter. Coat will get her through the winter, but we're gonna have to buy her some more clothes. So that girl is tall because her daddy's tall. So she is, I think, 30 inches tall already, and she's only 11 months old. Matt and I each had our $40 spending for the month, which we just pull out in cash, and then we were right on target with toiletries. So that brought us in $17.91 under for the month. All right, and here are our sinking funds. All of them are in Capital One 360, except for the bottom, two at the bottom for our utilities and where I pay for my life insurance. So we ended up putting $270 total into the sinking funds this month. We did minimums where necessary, and everything else went to the travel fund for FinCon. You can see that I pulled funds throughout the month for clothing, gifts, Henry for school, travel, and vehicles. That's where that $1,500 plus in the income section comes from. The sinking funds will go back up to normal now that the FinCon trip is behind us and paid for with cash, by the way. We didn't put a dime on credit for that. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to be saving for next year starting in November. So you can see that we now have a total of $3,522 in our sinking funds, and that includes our $1,000 baby emergency fund. It's a little higher than that just because of interest that is accruing each month in Capital One 360, which is a 1% interest rate, which is one of the best out there. So if you're interested in setting up a savings account or a sinking fund or whatever you want to call it, I do have a link in the description below, and it is an affiliate link. If you click on it and go open an account, Capital One will give you $25 in your account, and then they're going to give me a little something as well. So I think it's $20 for me. So anyhow, if you're interested in that, it's nice to have. That's why these numbers are all so odd, even though I put $50 or $11 in each month. It's primarily because of the interest on every single one of these accounts. And finally, we have arrived at our debt category. Before I jump into the things that we have balances on, I just wanted to revisit. This is the list of all of the accounts that we have paid off since we started our life on a budget on February 1st. We have 9 different accounts that we've paid, and they are all closed and behind us. No more thinking about those accounts. So we're really excited about that. All right, so now we're looking at the things that actually have balances on them that we are paying or not. So we were able to put a little bit extra to our smallest debt, the one that's in yellow here, Sapansky and Associates, and this one too. The reason, these are both medical bills, and they also happen to be places that I need to call and make the payment over the phone. So that's why they're yellow. That's the only reason they're yellow. So we were able to put a little bit extra towards Sapansky and are hoping to be able to pay it off in October. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but we will definitely have it paid off by the end of the year. We will continue to pay on what you see here, just like you see it. So if we're paying on it now in September, then we will continue to pay on them going forward. And anything that's zero like this, we're going to continue to leave at zero. So those that are zeros are all of Matt's debts, and he feels strongly that we should pay off those that are in my name first, and I'm okay with that. I struggled with it at the beginning, but I have accepted it, and so we are moving on. And the only exception that we've made is these 2 medical bills that I pointed out, because those are from providers who helped him through his illness in 2017 and 2018, and we want to make sure we get them paid off. So both of those bills are going to be done before the end of 2018. So moving on about these old debts here, I had an interesting conversation about them as far as the fact that they've been sold off to other companies. I had this conversation when I was at FinCon. If you're following us on Instagram, you know that I got to meet and spend some time with Budget Girl when we were at FinCon, and she really encouraged us to consider settling old debts that have been sold off. So I have a hard time with this. Let me just say, she reminded me though that this is Dave Ramsey's stance as well. And, with my struggles with the concept, of I feel like we should pay back what we spent, she reminded me that, that the companies that now hold the debts are not the same that we spent the money with. They've been sold off. those companies sold the debts for pennies on the dollar and have written off the rest of it as a loss. The company that currently holds them now will be profiting from pretty much anything we pay them. Yes, they have some basic overhead and whatever they paid for that debt, but there's not much of what we're going to be paying in that is going to be covering that. Pretty much it's going to be profit for them. So we need to consider trying to settle them instead of paying them in full. So Matt and I talked about it when I got home, and we are going to use my year-end bonus to settle one or two of the old debts in his name. So we plan to focus on JCPenney and Walmart first, but then I came home from work yesterday and Matt had been served a lawsuit by Target just yesterday. So he was going to give them a call today. He's not home from work yet. He's going to give them a call today and agree to pay $25 a month through January. And then we're going to use my year-end bonus in December to settle the debt at what we hope is $300 to $400. Of course, we will get the agreement in writing up front, and we will not give them our account information. And after we make the payment, we will get a letter from the company indicating that the debt has been paid in full based on the settlement agreement. So all things that Budget Girl reminded me of, all these details. So other than that, we are going to be trying to pay about $500 of each lump sum payment we receive to get these old debts knocked out. So I get a year-end bonus in December every year, and we will be getting a tax return in March. We know this for sure. So in this year's December payment, in March 2019, and in December 2019, we're going to take about $500 of those payments, and we're going to use them to pay off some of these old debts. So overall, you can see that we are now at $236,926.17 remaining in debt. Now you can see that we paid off $2,946 and change this month to debt. And our total balance remaining is up in September because I got an update on some of the interest that has been applied primarily to student loans and child support. So our balance is now up by $3,668.61. So I will be tracking interest much more closely going forward. Sorry, my phone just rang. I will be tracking interest much closer going forward because this really stinks. I did a video with Budget Girl saying that we paid off $19,000 in debt since February. And I also told my parents that this weekend when I saw them, and I was really proud of that. And I think we have paid $19,000 toward debt, but I don't believe, we have not actually netted $19,000. So we've actually only paid off $12,700 of our original $250,000 in debt. So that was disappointing, but you just reset and you move on. So that's what I have for September. If you would like to see more of our budget reports, I've linked the playlist up here in the corner for you. Please comment below and let us know how your September budget went. We'd love to hear from you. We're here to celebrate the wins with you. Tell us about those. I'd love to be able to mention them in videos. Tell us about the wins you've had, and we're also here as a community. Everybody who's out here is here to help pick you up, raise you up when you fall. If you are struggling with your budget or whatever's going on, that's what we're here for. So share so that we can help each other work through this. I'm trying to scroll down so you guys can see this right here. There we go. So anyhow, we can all learn from each other. So we hope to hear from you. And I'll be back next month to share our progress in October. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more about our journey as we use a budget to fight our way through that $250,000 of stupid debt. And be sure to tap on the bell to get notifications when we put up new videos. That's all I've got for you for this month. Until next time.